From the Electoral Commission, let's move on to the court, where the Majority Chief Whip in Parliament, Annor Dompreh, has described the Supreme Court's ruling as a true definition of separation of powers and victory of Ghana's democracy. At a press conference in Nsoma Dredri, lawmaker noted that the court's decision will serve as a good reference to future parliamentarians and students of the law.
What we went to court to do was to test our laws. So we sought to test our laws, and the Apex Court did what they have to do in terms of their core mandate, as we know, in the Constitution. So they interpreted the Constitution rightfully. We think it's a day of victory not for us as a caucus, a majority caucus, but we think it's a victory for our democracy. And particularly those opposed to rest, all the brouhaha and all the interpretations that people have sought to put to the Constitution. Not just a democracy, a boost for our democracy, it is also a boost to our parliamentary jurisprudence and our constitutional jurisprudence. We think it's a landmark case that for a very long time to come in our democracy, many scholars, students of law, parliament, presidents in the future parliament will still make very good reference to this ruling.
Let's say, well, on this issue where the comments by the Majority Chief Whip in Parliament, Annor Dompreh, and speak to Cletus Avoka. He is the NDC caucus former majority leader and law practitioner of the law. Honourable Member, thank you for your time. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Madam.
Right.
Good afternoon to your listeners.
Right. Cletus, we've had quite an experience in the House, maybe for this Parliament, and also getting into elections. And this is where we are. We're now expecting the Speaker to recall Parliament. The Majority Chief Whip, Annor Dompreh, is saying that the ruling of the court is true. But there are also other challenges where people are asking that what is the effect it's going to have on Parliament itself with regards to where the members of each side sit.
Hello?
Yes, Honourable, I'm listening to you.
Am I on?
Yes, you're on, sir.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is that there is nothing in the Constitution or the standing orders that prescribes where each side of the political divide will sit. The Constitution does not provide where the minority can sit or should sit in Parliament, nor does it provide where the majority should sit in Parliament. Why? It is only a convention and a practice that we have adopted, that if the Speaker is seated, the majority side sits on the right-hand side of the Speaker, and the minority side sits on the left-hand side of the Speaker. That is a convention and a practice which we have used for all this time. Of course, it is admitted that in some jurisdictions, when the conventions and practices last long, they become part of their law. Right. So one can say that this is what we are expressing in the Ghana Parliament. Right. But we don't have express provisions in the standing orders of Parliament, nor the Constitution of Ghana, indicating where each side of the House should sit. So that is the position. But the Speaker had earlier ruled that four members of Parliament have vacated their seats by virtue of the fact that they have changed political camps, and then therefore that might have affected the arrangement in the House. Right. Now that the Supreme Court has ruled that the Speaker went out of bounds, and that it is, I don't know, I haven't heard their ruling yet. I don't know whether they are saying that they have the responsibility to determine whether somebody has vacated his seat or has crossed carpet or not, or whether the High Court, maybe we are yet to hear from the rule. I'm far away in Accra, so I've not been following the FM stations or what is happening. But we hope that when we resume and the Speaker indicates to us, informs us about the ruling of the Supreme Court, out of respect and then for the Supreme Court and the Constitution, we will have to oblige.
So it is possible that the Speaker, when Parliament is recalled, the Speaker will now maybe read out the ruling and expect that the members of Parliament will switch positions to the conventions you've been practicing over the years.
Yeah, hopefully, but I don't want that to speculate. As I said, it's a convention. Elsewhere, if you go to the UK, when they get there, they sit anywhere. And then in other jurisdictions, the most important thing is the business of the day. It's not the sit arrangement. I mean, if my very good friend and brother, the majority, Afenyo Mankwe, was minded, he said they needed to come. They want business to be done. They just needed to tell Mr. Speaker, we are interested in doing government business. So wherever we sit doesn't matter. But it's making a fetish out of nothing. It's making a capital hill out of an ant hill, by emphasizing on city or majority side, minority side. There's no law to that effect. So we should be more concerned about the substance, doing business. Wherever you sit, you still discharge business and responsibility to the people of this country. And I think we have critical things to do before the elections and then after elections, like the budget for next year and then some other few legislation that we are supposed to do. We should concentrate on the substance and not this issue of where to sit and where not to sit. That doesn't deprive us from doing the business of the day or the period.
With your experience in Parliament, will you say that this is an interference in the work of the legislature, as he is saying that the ruling of the court is a true indication of separation of powers?
Oh, I mean, the ruling of the court doesn't indicate separation of powers. The Supreme Court intervention is needless. It's an unnecessary thing. We could have sorted this out in the house by ourselves. And then this is an aberration of the functions of the work of Parliament. We ourselves are undermining the integrity and then the authority of Parliament by rushing to Supreme Court with the least provocation. I think we should desist from that, right, and then rather use the standard orders and then the practices and conventions that are available to us to resolve matters, rather than go to another arm of government that will look down upon us.
Right, Honourable Member, Zebila constituency, Cletus Avoka, and also a legal practitioner.